Right now, workers at Group Health Cooperative call for a stop to what they say is an illegal and unethical union-busting campaign.
And I'm using Radar 3000 right now, tracking a few showers and thunderstorms, but a much stronger line of storms is on the way for Thursday. The latest on alert day conditions.
Later, a milestone anniversary for Hmong Americans is upon us as the state prepares to honor those who fought alongside the U.S. in Vietnam. We welcome you to News 3 Now at 6 live in Madison. Good evening, I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. We begin tonight with employees at Group Health Cooperative holding a rally this afternoon with union reps and Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez.
And GHC employees are looking to unionize in light of claims of unfair labor practices. News 3 Now's Jalen Banks was at the rally and has more.
Workers from Group Health Cooperative held a rally this afternoon with SEIU speaking out against what they believe to be anti-labor practices.
One union, one fight!
Just across from the GHC location in downtown Madison, employees from the organization along with Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez and SEIU held a rally speaking out against what they claim to be unfair labor practices from GHC.
We're working through lunch breaks, we're staying late without pay, and our poor patient-staff ratios prevent us from providing the care that our patients deserve.
This rally comes at a time GHC workers are looking to unionize.
All of this is happening while GHC spends its time fighting against us instead of working with us. We need change. It's not just ourselves, but for our patients who rely on us every single day. It's time for GHC to recognize the union.
And Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez claims unionized health facilities provide better care.
And the data backs this up. Unionized primary care clinics deliver better results. They manage chronic illnesses more effectively, earn higher patient satisfaction, and reduce hospital readmissions. They have lower staff turnover and more consistent care.
For now, reporting in Madison, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
In other news, Unity Point Health Emeritus Therapy West Clinic has relocated to a newer and larger facility. The new location is located on Research Park Boulevard on Madison's west side. It offers an expanded range of specialized therapies, including an additional location for pelvic health therapy, among other things. Patients will also be able to visit an exclusive site for return to work and a broader scope of vestibular therapies for things like dizziness, vertigo, and balance issues.
Madison police are asking for your help finding a missing man. 67-year-old Donald Gene Schaefer was last seen on Garnet Lane back on May 1st. Police say he's about 5'9", brown eyes, a beard, and gray hair. He was last seen wearing jeans, a red flannel, and a baseball hat. And police say he has vascular dementia and other health issues and left home without his medications. He doesn't have any money or a vehicle. If you have any information about where he could be, you're asked to call police 608-266-4923.
And turning to weather now, a rainy start to the day. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington has a look at your forecast and more rain to come in the week, too.
Indeed, yeah, we have a couple showers and thunderstorms out there right now that have been hinging on the borderline of severe to the west of Madison, Dane County. Just a couple showers. We had a couple isolated thunderstorms over the course of the past couple of hours. Really, the focus is in southwest Wisconsin, in central Iowa County near the Dodgeville area, tracking a thunderstorm that's actually moving from southeast to northwest. This is going to bring this up into the Clyde area by approximately 6:19 p.m. We can see right into that shower and thunderstorm with our Upland Hills Skycam as part of the First Warn WeatherCam network. What we're looking at there, all you see is that heavy rain falling just to the west of that camera, again moving over towards the Clyde area. Future Track shows those showers and isolated thunderstorms as we go through the evening dwindling, as we lose the heat of the day. Those showers and storms will eventually end or become few and far between. Then we're tracking that other line of thunderstorms, a much stronger line of thunderstorms. This will be for Thursday afternoon and evening. Updates from the Storm Prediction Center and updates to the severe weather hazards I will discuss in just a bit coming up in Maine Weather. You want to tune in for that.
Alex, thank you. A Madison man accused of sexually assaulting an infant girl was back in court today. Skylar Clausen pled guilty to several charges, including first-degree sexual assault of a child. Detectives allegedly recovered multiple sexually explicit images of the child from Clausen's phone, as well as video of him assaulting the individual. A criminal complaint alleged the mother of the infant and Clausen discussed in text messages how they wanted to and did perform sexual acts involving the child. Clausen is scheduled to be sentenced in September. The mother has an arraignment hearing set for next Monday. Madison police say a 15-year-old boy beat and robbed a person in a bathroom at Madison East High School. According to officers, that attack happened about 10:50 yesterday morning. The teen was arrested and faces charges of robbery and also battery. He was taken to the juvenile detention center.
The Monona Police K-9 unit was able to catch a woman after she led officers on quite the chase. Police spotted a vehicle driving over 90 miles per hour on the Beltline and driving recklessly. When officers tried to pull the vehicle over, the driver sped off. Now, this chase went on into West Broadway before the driver pulled into a parking lot by a Monona apartment complex. A 25-year-old woman got out of that vehicle and took off running. Police then sent a K-9 after her, and she was stopped and arrested. She was also taken to the hospital for a bite wound on her leg before being booked into the Dane County Jail. A woman is in police custody after they say she stabbed another woman on Madison's west side last night. Officers were called to a parking lot on Atticus Way about 9:40. According to the report, a 52-year-old woman stabbed a 40-year-old woman. Police say they did know each other and were involved in a fight that led to the stabbing. The 40-year-old's injuries are not considered life-threatening. The 52-year-old faces charges of second-degree reckless endangering safety, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest.
A lab worker is recovering after an explosion at a West Side laboratory. Madison fire crews responded to Charmony Drive just before 4 o'clock Monday afternoon for reports that someone was working with a powder that caught on fire, causing an explosion. Crews evacuated the building, made their way to the patient, and contained the chemicals. The patient was taken to the hospital for treatment. Firefighters ultimately learned the patient was working with red phosphorus when a violent chemical reaction occurred. Crews were able to stop the reaction. The building is safe again, but the lab where that explosion happened remains closed. The mayor of Milwaukee says the FBI is investigating the deadly apartment fire that happened on Mother's Day in the city. The fire killed 5 people in the city's Concordia neighborhood. The building was constructed before 1974, so there was no requirement for it to have a sprinkler system. The fire chief says this could have been prevented if sprinklers were mandatory in all buildings. The Red Cross is now helping the dozens of people who have been displaced. Happening tomorrow is the 5th annual Hmong Lao Veterans Day in Wisconsin.
Our Kyle Pozorski met with the leader of one of Madison's Hmong organizations to learn more about how the date helps remember those who served.
It was only a few years ago, in 2021, when Governor Tony Evers officially signed into law the designation of May 14th as Hmong Lao Veterans Day.
We express our respect and gratitude for the contributions of Hmong people, both here in our state and across our country.
And this year, a milestone anniversary for Hmong Americans is upon us.
This is a very important event.
You see, it was during the Vietnam War when thousands of Hmong Lao people fought along the United States before ultimately facing harsh retribution from the Vietnamese and Lao governments. The last airlift evacuating the remaining soldiers took place on May 14, 1975. In the 50 years since, the veterans who came here to America have worked to tell their stories. And Wednesday's 50th anniversary is a way to honor those.
And they literally were the one that, instead of being helped and being healed, they are out there telling the stories. So this is a very important thing for them. It's long overdue that we should recognize their sacrifices for the communities and for the United States.
Flags will be flown at half-staff Wednesday in recognition of the 50th anniversary of those last airlifts. In Madison, Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now.
Kyle, thank you. Here locally, the Hmong Institute will be holding several events this month for the 50th anniversary of their coming to America. You can find information to attend those events at the website hmonginstitute.org.
An MMSD school board group meeting began with an apology last night. Superintendent Dr. Joe Gothard explaining the district, quote, fell short years ago in an incident regarding hidden cameras. It was 2019. East High School staff allegedly placed hidden cameras in rooms that violated the privacy of disabled students. The incident led to an internal investigation by the district and an investigation by the Madison Police Department. Deputy Superintendent Dr. T.J. McCrae said at Monday's meeting, quote, we can surely say all cameras are in spaces where they're supposed to be. Coming up next, City of Madison gets a boost in EV charging sites.
Plus, how Ticketmaster is making the ticket buying experience a little more transparent. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
We do have some breaking news on the suspended Milwaukee judge arrested by the FBI. A grand jury has now indicted County Judge Hannah Dugan on charges she helped the defendant escape federal immigration enforcement. That indictment came after a string of witnesses entered the federal courthouse throughout today to testify before the grand jury. Judge Dugan is expected to enter a plea at a hearing on May 15th.
In other news, Madison, now has 5 new EV chargers thanks to a collaboration between Madison Gas and Electric and the city. The new chargers were attached to previously owned utility poles from MG&E. This is a list of where they're located here on your screen. According to the electric company, 80% of electric vehicle charging happens at home, and that these charging poles were strategically placed in specific neighborhoods. With the expansion, there are now 60 EV chargers around Madison. And Ticketmaster has a new pricing policy to improve their customer experience. You'll now be able to see all service charges and facility fees before taxes up front. Previously, those fees were only visible at checkout. Ticketmaster says the new all-in prices addresses consumer concerns about hidden costs. The change was also prompted by the FTC's rule on unfair and deceptive fees that went into effect yesterday. And ESPN is revealing more information about their upcoming streaming service. The Disney-owned sports network is keeping it simple, calling it, guess what, ESPN. The unlimited plan will cost $29.99 per month, and the streaming service will give users access to all content shown on ESPN's TV channels. There's also a lower tier offer for $11.99 per month, which includes all content currently available on the network's existing ESPN Plus streaming service. The new streamer is slated to begin in the fall. And still ahead, a popular festival is returning to Madison this year, how you can skip the lines.
Plus, protecting yourself from ticks. What an urgent care physician says you can do to keep the little creatures off you and your family.
And we're tracking chances of severe weather later this week. Alex is back with the forecast after the break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Well, the annual celebration of Wisconsin's famous cheese curds will return. For a 12th year, Curd Fest will be at Madison's Stevens Field. The event celebrates Wisconsin's most iconic snack. Ooh, my favorite, the fried ones. A wide variety of dishes there. Mark your calendars. Curd Fest is September 6th from 3 to 6 p.m. and general admission is free. However, if you want to get in a little early, you can buy early entry tickets for $5. And there's more. For $30, you can get VIP tickets that include early entry plus unlimited curd samples from 1:30 to 3, and you get to skip the lines. Can you picture that one? Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Stevens Field.
That sounded great. But wait, there's more. Tick season is upon us, so whether you're hiking or gardening, it is important to know how to protect yourself, of course. The ticks around Wisconsin to worry about are the deer ticks. Best way to prevent bites from the black-legged bugs is to use repellent, wear clothes that cover you up, and do tick checks after spending time outdoors. If you see one on you or your pet, you can swipe it off before it bites, but there's another preventative measure that you can take.
It's important to clean up your own yard. And what I mean by that is if you got leaf piles hanging around, it's a good place for ticks to hang around too. You know, so it's one of those things of if you can, you want to keep your own yard free of ticks as much as possible.
Now, if you find a tick has bitten you, you should try to get it out with very fine tweezers or go to the doctor's office where you can get checked out and treated for Lyme disease. Well, some folks are seeing a little rain right now. More to come this week. Here's Alex with the complete forecast.
And Eric, with that more to come, some of that more to come could be on the severe side as we go into Thursday. A few showers and thunderstorms out there, but these are the pop-up variety that we've seen throughout the day. Most places have been dry, but some places have seen frequent lightning, heavy downpours, and even some dime-sized hail reported in the Mineral Point area just an hour ago. We can actually zoom in here on some of those showers and thunderstorms across the area. They're mostly west of Dane County. Really, the focus is in the center part of Iowa County right now. This has been the strongest cell, still moving to the north at about 10 to 50 miles per hour. That's going to bring these into the communities of Clyde and Wyoming here right around 6:20 p.m. Again, some lightning, some pea-sized hail not out of the question, and wind gusts potentially 40 miles per hour. Our Our first warn weather cam here live in Dodgeville showing that thunderstorm, and it may be weakening some, as we noted here with radar 3000, not seeing as much heavy rain making it to the ground. So that would certainly, that shower as it moves off towards the north and towards the west could be in the weakening mode. We will see a weakening mode with future track here throughout the rest of the night. We lose the heating of the day, and these popcorn showers and thunderstorms, they fade. As we move further in tonight, look to the east. As we head from the early morning hours, you see this bank of clouds come in off of Lake Michigan. Some patchy dense fog could start off your Wednesday, burns off quickly. More of those pop-up showers and thunderstorms as we go through Wednesday afternoon. But this is not the main weather event of the week. The main weather event of the week is on Thursday. After a little bit of morning fog and maybe a morning thunderstorm, we eye up the late afternoon hours. Mississippi River, Viroqua, over to Dodgeville, Mineral Point, Darlington, Monroe, right around 3-4 o'clock. An explosion of thunderstorms is a distinct possibility along a cold front that sweeps in from the west and southwest, moving into Madison, the Dells, up towards Camp Douglas, over to Janesville around 5 o'clock Thursday evening, and then off towards the north and towards the east, north and east of the Beaver Dam area, just getting out of Marquette and Green Lake counties by the time we get to 6 to 8 o'clock. Timing on this here, generally 1 p.m. to 10 p.m., but our weather models are really focusing right on that approximately 3 p.m. to, let's say, 8 p.m. time frame. So this wouldn't be an overnight potential for severe weather. That's certainly some good news. But all severe hazards, these are the changes with this line of thunderstorms. We're talking large hail damaging winds and the potential for a few tornadoes with this line of thunderstorms. Also, as of 2:30 this afternoon, the Storm Prediction Center has enhanced the risk. We are now level 3 out of 5 for a good portion of the WISC viewing area, including Madison, Dells, Camp Douglas, Lone Rock, over towards Portage and over towards Beaver Dam. What this means is with these threats of wind, hail, and tornadoes, we could be looking at a couple of intense wind events, a couple of intense hail events, and the possibility of a strong tornado or two. Also, just take note here, some morning clouds may limit the heating. A cap may form as we go on into Thursday, and then also that cold front timing that could limit the severe weather potential. We'll be keeping a very close eye on that. Mild out there right now, mild in Dane County. Temperatures in the 70s unless you're getting one of those popcorn showers. Overnight tonight, temperatures dipping down to around 60 with a little bit of patchy fog, and we just have to get through Thursday. Then conditions improve a little on the cooler side, but near normal for the set into my activities as we head towards the weekend. So Thursday's a big day. We'll be keeping all eyes on that the next 48 hours.
Very hot and lots of storms coming.
Yes.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, and we're talking NBA hoops tonight, sports, right?
Yeah, well, Madison, short drive to Milwaukee, right? You can come up in sports. John Tonje, well, he could be playing basketball in the state of Wisconsin next season. Where the former Badger is projected to go in this year's draft. Find out next on News 3 Now. On the eve of the NFL schedule release, the Packers found out another game on their schedule. In Week 10, all eyes will be on Titletown when the Packers host the reigning Super Bowl champs on Monday Night Football. It will be the third meeting between the two in the last 2 years. Remember, the two kicked off the NFL season last year in Brazil, and then they met in the playoffs with the Eagles winning both games. It's the first primetime game we know of, and it won't be the last for the green and gold.
The NFL schedule makers love the Packers, and they love what a huge draw they are in terms of primetime audience. Even when they're not playing great, even when they've been inconsistent, even when there were questions a few years ago about how good Jordan Love was going to be as a first-year starter, they still got a ton of primetime games. So I would expect them to end up with 5 primetime games.
Well, Wednesday at 7 is when the full schedule will be released. Jason Wilde and I will break it all down tomorrow night. Well, it's a big week for John Tonje as the NBA Draft Combine is underway in Chicago. And the former Badger could end up sticking around the state of Wisconsin when the draft is all said and done. In the latest NBA mock draft, Tonje is projected to be taken in the second round, 47th overall, by none other than the Milwaukee Bucks. The draft itself is set for June 25th and 26th. It's been another successful season for Whitewater softball. The Warhawks took home the WIAC regular season title and earned an at-large bid for this week's NCAA Regionals. Now, the big stage isn't anything new for this group. It's their third straight trip to the postseason, and with all that experience, they know it's time to make some noise.
The last couple years, we've gotten we haven't gotten past regionals, so to be able to go to that one step further and then have that chance, I think it would mean a lot. And like I said, we have a veteran group, so I'm hoping that we'll play to our successes.
We just have so many talent, like offensively, pitching, defensively. We're going to be losing them next year, and on top of that, all the pinch hitters that are seniors that come in and help throughout the games, they all get their stuff done. So it's the year to do it.
They're road tripping to Cleveland tomorrow morning.
Spring postseason is upon us. Let's go to Alex. Final check. What's happening out there in the weather department?
One lone thunderstorm right now in Iowa County that has our attention here, heading towards the Clyde, Lone Rock, and Spring Green areas. Vivid lightning, some heavy downpours. Can't rule out a little bit of hail with this little thunderstorm. But these showers and thunderstorms are few and far between. They'll dwindle overnight. Maybe another pop-up storm on Wednesday. But all attention really is Thursday afternoon and evening for a line of thunderstorms that will move through the area. Very likely late afternoon hours going through the evening hours. All hazards are possible, including the potential for a few tornadoes. The Storm Prediction Center has enhanced the risk, meaning has elevated the risk from Madison, Lone Rock, Dallas areas off towards the north and towards the west. This means severe thunderstorms could be numerous. This means a couple of intense severe thunderstorms are possible Thursday afternoon and evening. Once we get through that warm and somewhat humid period, cooler temperatures as we head towards the weekend for the Set into My activities in Stoughton.
All right, sounds perfect. Thank you, Alex.
Alex, thanks. And thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
See you back here at 10 o'clock.